Yeah. So hello everyone. Welcome to Blue J Technologies. This is a master program on DevOps with AWS guys. So myself, I'm a Hari Cheruku. Yep. So good evening everyone. Welcome all of you to Blue J Technologies. So today we are here to discuss about our master program AWS with DevOps course, and it is completely online training, guys. So getting into the details of our course, let me introduce myself. And some of you know So some of you already know my details, right? Some of you are not here. So myself, I'm Hari Cherugu. I'm having 12 plus years of experience as a AWS DevOps solution architect in one of the IT industry. Currently working as a DevOps senior DevOps engineer, one of the company, and it is a product company. I started my career as a Linux engineer. Then I got into the opportunity to work on cloud engineers. Then I got the opportunity to work on the DevOps engineer, and I have done so many certifications like. So I'm a ITAL certified. I'm a Red Hat certified system administrator, and I'm a Red Hat certified engineer, and I'm a AWS certified solution architect associate, and I'm a certified Kubernetes administrator, guys. Okay. So, so I have done so many certifications, right? So coming to the DevOps. So, one second. Yeah. So what are the prerequisites? Some people are having some doubts about the prerequisites to learn the DevOps in AWS. So which people need to learn the DevOps? Is there any difficulties? Is there any coding is there? So no specific prerequisites, guys. Anybody who is passionate to kickstart their career as a DevOps engineer and cloud practitioner can attend this program. Programming knowledge is not mandatory for this course, guys. Graduates, undergraduates, backend developers, web developers, non-IT background people also can attend this master program, guys. Can attend this master program and upskill and upskilling. Some, for example, you are a developer, you are a QA engineer, so you have a 10 plus years of experience. So you worked as a developer and you worked as a QA automation engineer. So nowadays, every application in the real time industry, in the real time, every application is deployed on the cloud only because of they are migrating from the on-premise to cloud. So that's the reason everyone is need to know about the cloud, at least what CI/CD is, what cloud. So you need to learn it, guys. Okay, what is a DevOps, guys? So DevOps with AWS course outline. So what is this course? What modules we are covering in this course? So in this course, we are covering a total six modules, guys. Module one, introduction to DevOps world. Module two, Linux operating system. Module three, AWS. Module four, DevOps tools. And module five, real-time projects will show you guys. And interview guidance also. So we'll provide you. Interview guidance also. So we'll provide you. So module one, what is DevOps? So why DevOps? So DevOps lifecycle, SDLC, Waterfall methodology, Agile methodology. So we'll discuss that. So what are the advantages of the DevOps? Speed, improve the collaboration, rapid delivery, quality and reliability, security, right? So challenges with the DevOps. So DevOps is not a single person job; it's everyone's job, guys. So what are the tools we will use? Okay. Some of these tools will use, guys, Agile, Jira, Eclipse, VS Code, Git, Maven, Gradle, NPM. Okay. And testing JUnit, Selenium, SonarQube, Jenkins, CircleCI, Nexus, JFrog, Docker, AWS, Ansible, Chef, Kubernetes, Splunk, Nagios. These all are the tools we can use for the DevOps. Okay. So you just need to know all these things. What is DevOps, guys? So we are using Jenkins, GitHub, GitLab, SonarQube, Nexus, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Nagios. So what is what is DevOps? I will tell you guys. So what is this course, guys? Course is AWS.
AWS DevOps with
Yes, very
DevOps.
AWS with DevOps batch 50. So that's 60. Okay. So the course duration. So what is the duration of this course, guys? I will tell you what is DevOps, guys. Course duration almost 60 days, guys. 60 days plus two real-time projects. Two real-time projects we'll discuss and the class timings. So, so 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and we'll discuss this one also. Okay, the class timings. So because of so the people who are mostly available timings will schedule, but the timings will be evening only, guys. Okay, trainer. Who is the trainer, guys? Trainer is myself. I'm Hari. So well, at 12 plus years of experience, guys. So how many years of experience? 12 plus years of experience. Okay. So what we will cover in this course? What we will cover in this course? First, we'll discuss about the Linux and AWS cloud, AWS cloud plus. So what is it, guys? Linux, AWS cloud plus DevOps tools. AWS cloud plus DevOps tools will discuss, guys. DevOps tools. So we'll discuss it. And so what we are providing. So what we are providing? The course highlights. What are the course highlights? Course highlights. So what are the course highlights, guys? So course duration 60 plus days plus. Right. What is that? Course duration is 60 days. 60 days plus two real-time projects and almost 85%. 85% practical and so 15% theory. Okay, 50% theory and so assign weekly assignments and feedback solution feedback and mock interviews also. So mock interviews also. So we'll conduct, guys. Mock interviews means practical questions with solutions. What is that? Practical questions with solution and a resume preparation in the module last module. A resume preparation, resume preparation and the career guidance also. What is that? Assistance, career guidance and assistance and one-to-one interaction. So we can provide the one-to-one interactions and note. So what we will provide? So we will provide the running running notes and videos. So running notes and class notes, images and videos, recorded videos will be providing, guys. So we'll providing the that running notes, soft copy notes, material, images, and recorded videos. So we will show you guys. So in this, yeah, all the materials should be available in here, guys. So there is a GitHub account, guys. So GitHub and Vishnu 866. Yes, sir. So this is my GitHub account, guys. So in the GitHub account, so there is a AWS with the DevOps material. So in the all these materials will be available. I upload all the materials in this AWS DevOps group, guys. So in this group, so we will discuss all the materials. So that Kubernetes, Linux, and AWS, and Jenkins, Kubernetes, Linux administration, AWS, materials, everything will be discussed. Everything will be uploaded here. You guys can download it from this GitHub account. So yeah, guys, you can also create your own GitHub account. So while doing this, guys, while doing the so this course, I will teach you how we can create the GitHub repository account. So and you guys can upload your work assignments, everything in the GitHub repository. So everything in the GitHub repository. Guys, understood? Yeah.
Okay,
So
yes.
yeah. So what is a DevOps? So why DevOps? So guys, so what is DevOps and the course material, guys, course, and I already provided that course, right? So if you want, I can show you downloads. Yeah, okay. So we will cover all these DevOps with AWS. Or what is DevOps? So today we will show you that what is DevOps, what is SDLC, what is Agile methodology, so life cycle, Linux, and self-scripting, Git, Maven, continuous integration, so continuous configuration management tool, Ansible, so Artifactory, Docker containerization, Kubernetes, monitoring tools. We'll discuss about the Grafana Prometheus, so integration, so infrastructure as a code, Terraform will discuss, guys. AWS, almost these services will discuss introduction to cloud computing, introduction to Amazon Web Services, VM creation in AWS. So Elastic Compute Cloud, AWS regions and availability zones, Amazon Mission Image, EC2 instances, and Amazon Elastic EBS networking, Amazon Virtual Private Network, load balancing, auto scaling. Okay, Amazon Route 53, relational databases, identity, security and identity, Amazon CloudWatch, CloudFormation, Amazon S3 bucket, simple image service, sample queue services, Lambda, and the Amazon Simple Notification Services, Elastic Beanstalk, and interview guiding. So we'll discuss in this course content, guys. So we will discuss all this in the course content. Guys, understood? Yeah. Now you understood all these the course material, course material also. So we will provide, guys. So yeah, what is DevOps? What is DevOps? What is DevOps, guys? And why DevOps? What is DevOps and why DevOps? So what is DevOps, guys? Does anyone knows what is DevOps? Yes. So we will help you, Chinen. So we'll help you to the AWS Cloud Practitioner. It will be very easy. Okay. Yeah. What is DevOps and why DevOps? So what is DevOps, guys? So does anyone knows what is DevOps and why DevOps? You don't know, right? I will tell you what is DevOps and why DevOps. Yeah. So what is the guys? The development team, the IT operations team. What these all are, guys? So these are the development team and the IT operations team. For example. So you already know, right? A development team. What development team is doing, guys? What operations team is doing? So I will tell you. Okay. These are the development teams and the operation teams. So what are the development teams and what are the operation teams, guys? Yeah. So this is a development team. Which team this is, guys? This is the development team. This is operations team. IT operations team. What team, guys? This is the IT operations team, and this is the development team. So in the real-time environment, what development team is doing, guys? What development team is doing? So understand client requirement. So understand the client requirement. So for example, a client, so client came. So understanding first, they are understanding with the client requirement. So based on the request, develop the programs, right? Develop the programs for the application, and test the once the develop, right? What they will do, they will test the programs. What is that? So keep the code in a repository. So which repository, guys? Either GitHub or Git repository. So this is the development team is doing. What operations team is doing, guys? Manually. So what they will do? Set up virtual machines. What operations team are doing? Whether Linux engineer or Windows engineer, what they are doing the set up the set up the virtual machine, set up the servers, set up the databases, right? It's a three-tier application. Set up the data bases, set up the databases. So what is the fourth one, guys? Fourth one is take a code from repository. So what they are doing, they will take the code from the repository and code build, build the code and package the code. Once package the code, what they will do, deploy code in the server, deploy code in the server, and so finally deliver the project to client, right? So so before that, the development team and the operations team, so development team will work together and doing this, understanding the requirement based on the. So for example, who is this? This is the client, guys. This is the a client having some requirement. They are fulfilling their requirement. They are so fulfilling their requirement. For example, so this is the Facebook. For example, this is a Facebook or a WhatsApp app. Facebook or a WhatsApp app, right? So this is the client, right? So before in the SDLC model, what is this? SDLC. What is SDLC, guys? SDLC is nothing but a software development life cycle. What is that, guys? A software development life cycle. So for example, you are searching a website called as a www.facebook.com. Okay. So once you search that in the, so what it will open, guys, it will open the a index page of the index page. So if you have a email address password, if you have an account, you can log in. Otherwise, you can create a new account, right? So where exactly you search this page? Search this page in our browser. So paste it in our browser. Okay. For example, so this is the page you are browsing in the your browser. What this is, guys? This is our Google Chrome browser. This is our laptop. On your laptop, you search the www.facebook.com. Okay, so where you search this is the Google browser. Google browser. So whenever you search that, right? So it will open these pages, right? It will open the pages. But this page comes from where? This page comes from aware. So I already told you, right, guys? So the IT operations team, what they will do, they will set up the virtual machines and set up the server, set up the databases, take the code from the repository, code and build the package, then deploy the server, then deliver the project. Means so there is a server, right? So this is the server. In this server, so for example, so this is the server. Physical server. So in this server, so what we need to do? So we need to the code. So in the SDLC, software development lifecycle. In the software development lifecycle, analysis, requirement, build to design, design, build to design, build to deploy. Right. So once, so it is the yeah. So what are those? So analysis requirement analysis and planning and designing and building and testing and deploy finally. What is that? So finally they will deploy analysis, design, a plan, design, build, test, deploy. Okay. In the build requirement analysis, planning and design, it here build. So build in the build stage, so the developers will work on that. So developers, so will work on the build. So deploy right here deploy. So we will operations team will work on the here deployment and the development team will work on the build stage. Okay. So what this is SDLC. Initially, the software development will be using on which methodology? Waterfall methodology. So waterfall method. So what is waterfall method? So waterfall method is nothing but a sequential method. So what is that, guys? A waterfall method. So what is the waterfall method? In the waterfall method, okay, here is it. So the developer develop that code and send it to the master branch and compile the code, and the operations team will deploy it in the testing environment. So once they tested, here we see the building and integration and packaging, then deploy it into the production environment. Right? So what's it is going on, right? Yeah. So what is that SDLC? Initially, they are using the waterfall methodology, analyze, plan, design, build, test, deploy. Okay, in that deploy, operations team will be working on. In the design build state, the development team will work on. Okay, so in the waterfall model, if you want a client requirement, client provide a software need to develop either Facebook or WhatsApp. So it will take minimum 6 to 12 months. They are taking minimum 6 to 1 months. After 12 months, they will deploy the application. They will deploy the application. Okay, so where exactly in the DevOps are we? So what is that? Here developers are developing the code. What is that? Developers developing the code and so build the code. Who will develop? So this is the developers. Here developers develop the code and here this is the code. So once the code is done, what is the The code is done. So we need to build it. Build to build it. Build means the code is in which language, guys? For example, you are using .java. You wrote the code in the .java, but in the server, so we need to deploy it on the web server. So where this is the web browser, right? Google e-commerce is the web browser. So where we need to deploy our code, we need to deploy our code in the web server. That is, for example, Tomcat. So Tomcat is the web server. So Tomcat knows only .jar and .web. .java doesn't know. So we need to convert from .jar to .java. Who will do this one? The developers will build the code, guys. So from .jar to .web. For example, FB, Facebook.jar, they converted. Okay. So conversion is nothing but a integration. Integration. So this will be done through manually. This will be done through manually. What they will do, developers will do the integration. Guys, remember this word I. What is that? I is nothing but a integration. So once the Facebook.jar is is built, so the operations team. What is that? The operations team will install the Java, Tomcat, everything. They will set up the server and they will deploy the code here. What is that? They will apply the code here. So what is that code? The code is fb.com, fb.jar. Okay. So whenever you hit the HTTP or HTTPS. So whenever you hit so what they are doing is, so once you integrate it, the operations team, for example, Linux engineer or a Windows engineer, who are the So what the operations team? Linux engineering. Because of you install the which OS is installed on this mission? You install the Linux OS. Which OS, guys? You install the Linux OS on this mission. Who knows this Linux, guys? The Linux engineer. So Linux engineer will deploy this code. Deployment. So who will done the deployment? The Linux engineer will do the deployment. So what is it, guys? Here is, guys, you guys remember what that is a deployment. So I under D. In the waterfall model, everything will be manually. Everything will be manually. In the waterfall model time, there is no DevOps. So there is no DevOps. And in the waterfall model, so what they are doing, it will take 6 to 12 months. Once the development deployed that, if there is there any difficulties in the deployment, we cannot move back. What are the limitations of a waterfall methodology? What are the limitations? High amounts of risk and uncertainty, not a good model for the complex and object-oriented program. No working software is produced until the late during the life cycle. Okay, not as suitable for the project where the requirements are at moderate to high risk of the changing. Once an application is in testing stage, it is very difficult to go back and change something that what not well throughout in the concept stage. Right? These are the limitations in the waterfall methodology. Then a new methodology came into the picture. That is a agile methodology. So what is agile methodology? In the agile methodology, each project is broken up into several iterations. Okay, so here everything is manually, everything is sequentially. So in the waterfall model, everything is sequentially. In the agile methodology, so everything is in the iteration model. Once the agile methodology come into the picture, a scrum calls, scrum sprints are came into the picture. All the iterations should be the same time duration between 2 weeks. Okay, at the end of the iteration, a working product should be delivered. Here, the working product will be delivered after 6 months or something like here it will be delivered within the 15 days. Within the 15 days. So once the agile methodology came into the picture, right? So the limitations of agile methodology. Code works fine in my laptop. So development team is saying something like telling like that we want a change. There is a gap between our development team and operations team. There is some problem with the code; it does not work in the production. So wants a stability. What operation team is telling? The operations team is telling like that wants a stability. The development team is saying like that wants a change. There is a gap between the development team and operations team. So then a DevOps comes into the picture. So what is the solution, guys? The solution is DevOps. So DevOps is not a tool. DevOps is a methodology or a DevOps is a culture. So Dev is nothing but a development team. Ops is nothing but a operations team. So operations team, these both are work together and automate the process is nothing but a DevOps. So both are work together. So before there is no automation. So what is DevOps? These development team and operations team both are work together and so automate the process is nothing but a DevOps. So automate the process is nothing but Dev DevOps, right? So everything is manually. So there is no integration. Here there is the integration and the deployment. So what this guys? This is a waterfall model, waterfall method. What this is? This is a waterfall methodology. Once the agile methodology comes into the picture, right? A continuous integration. Because of why continuous integration? CI/CD. Why CI/CD? Because of the sprint, the work should be done within the 15 days. So the work should be done within the 15 days. So every 15 days we need to deploy the code. What is that, guys? Every 15 days we need to deploy the code. So that is nothing but a continuous. What this is, guys? So continuous integration and continuous deployment. What is DevOps, guys? DevOps is mainly focused on continuous integration and continuous deployment. Why continuous integration and continuous deployment? In the waterfall methodology, we can deploy at least a 6 months or a 1 year. But in the agile methodology, we can deploy the application within 15 days. Every 15 days, we need to deploy it, right? So every take 15 days means per month, 2 days we need to deploy. Right. So yearly, how many guys? So 12 into 2, 24 days. Right. So 24 times we need to deploy this application, right? So for this purpose, manual things is not efficient. This is a repeatable task, right? So then automation came into the picture. Then automation came into the picture. So that automation is CI/CD. What is that, guys? That automation is nothing but a CI/CD. Yeah, so this is nothing but SCI and this is nothing but a CD. So in the continuous integration, they can use some of the tools and automate the process. And the CD also, we can use some of the tools and deploy, operate, monitor. So we can do the CI CD. So who will provide the CI CD solutions? Jenkins, Bamboo, Hudson. So GitLab CI CD, GitHub Actions. So AWS also provided CI CD. Right nowadays, so many number of companies are providing that CI CD solutions. So for this purpose, version controlling first get the code, the continuous integration, compile and validate, code review, unit review, integration testing. Right? This is continuous building. In the continuous delivery, deploying that build application to the test servers and performing UAT, and continuous deployment, deploying the tested application on the pod server for the release. So what this is? CI/CD. So continuous integration and continuous delivery. So continuous integration up to will do here. So the developer develop that code, commit that code. So whatever the repository. So once the commit, right, it will Jenkins server will take it and build the code. Build means .java to .java .where. So compile, code review, unit testing, integration testing, packaging work. So once this CI is done, then CD. What is CD? Continuous deployment. So once the jar are where, right, it will automatically deploy that. So this will be through pipeline. What is that, guy? So this will be through pipeline. So that's the reason automation came into the picture. How it will be doing? It will be through automation. Okay. So here you see DevOps, we can create the pipeline. So developer develop that code and deploy it to the server. Through the pipeline, we can deploy it. So if the browser in the facebook.com request and response rate, it will get it. So what DevOps is doing? Creating the pipeline. So, what is a DevOps? DevOps is the combination of cultural philosophies, practices, and tools, increasing an organization ability to deliver application and services at high velocity. Faster phase of that organization using traditional software development means of waterfall methodology and the infrastructure management process. This speed enables organization to better serve their customers and compete more effectively in the market. Deliver the pipeline. So build to test to release, plan to monitor. So for that purpose, they are creating the pipeline. So you see here, build, test, release, they are creating the pipelines. Okay. So what they are plan, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, monitor. They will do in the CI/CD. So I already told you, right? The plan, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, monitor purpose. We are using some of the tools and we can achieve them that. So right, these all are the so GitHub from GitHub they will build tool through the Maven and unit testing and code quality Sonar Cube. Then Nexus package management. Then we'll boom will deploy it in the Docker Kubernetes. So Jenkins. So what CI/CD? What is DevOps, guys? DevOps is nothing but a CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment. Continuous integration and continuous deployment. So for that purpose, we can use the Jenkins, Sonar Cube, Sonar Type, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Nagios, ELK. Guys, now you understood? So what is DevOps? Why DevOps? Guys, understood? Any doubts?
Yes. No, no.
Let's speak out. Akhil, Ashmat, Junain, Shishwani, Srihita, Akhil. Guys, any doubts?
No doubts. Clear.
Yeah. Junain? Okay, Sheshwani, no doubts. Yeah. So, Junain, do you have any doubts? Asma, guys, any doubts? So, what is that? CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment. So, whatever they are facing some issues, right? So, we can communicate with each other and so do the automation is nothing but a DevOps. So, what are that? The requirement of the client, whatever the client requirement, right? So, we need to fulfill that client requirement. Understood, guys? Guys, thanks. So we'll continue the batch from Monday, guys. Monday maybe. So um, we will touch with the people and let me know the people, guys. What is the feasibility time so we can start the batch. Okay, guys, understood?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Understood.
Okay, guys. Thank you.